medicine. We use it particularly for fever management.
For many people, the very naturalness of herbs is one of their big attractions.
Here, right next to it, is the agrimony. It's the church spire, as it's sometimes called for obvious reasons. The root of this is one of the best astringent remedies we have for children. It quietly calms and almost numbs an agitated digestion. You can see the long strap-shaped leaf here. This is the ribwort, or the Plantago lanceolata, used very much as a mucilaginous plant. It contains a mucus which, when you chew it and swallow it, lines the upper digestive tract. And when you mulch it in, as a wound dressing, for example, it provides a nice, soothing, demulcent surface on it.
Now, it's well known that some plants contain medicinal compounds.
You know, the bark of a willow tree contains a compound that helps to relieve pain, and scientists copied it, and that way we got aspirin. Morphine used to be made from opium poppies. But herbalists are claiming that herbs aren't just there to provide raw materials for drugs. They can be powerful medicines in their own right.
But is there any evidence for these claims? To find out more, I've come to Exeter to consult Simon Mills. I'm interested in understanding the differences in the way a herbalist would treat somebody from a conventional medic. So if I tell you some of the kind of symptoms I have, then maybe you could treat me in the way you normally would.
Of course.
Well, I have been feeling really run down, and I've had a cold sore and conjunctivitis just in the last 2 weeks. Simon started with a routine checkup.
Can I just check a couple of things? Can I just check your pulse, please? And can I see your tongue just open wide? Yeah, stick it out. That's great. Thank you very much.
That was quick.
It's very interesting because the tongue as a tool for assessing the body has largely dropped out of fashion, but it used to be one of the best ways of seeing what was going on in there.
And what does my tongue tell you about me?
How?
The diagnosis came as a bit of a surprise.
In your case, there's a little bit of heat damp.
Heat damp. I couldn't quite believe what I was hearing.
Humid might be the best way of describing that in common language. A combination of hot, which is excessive activity, metabolic activity, as well as others. Running the furnace is quite high. And dampness, which is a metaphor of infection and contagion and marshy, boggy, not clean. Dampness is the old...
Hot, damp, marshy, boggy, not clean. Now, herbalists claim it's a useful way of putting people into categories because it helps them get behind the symptoms to the whole person. But it sounds bizarre to me. If you mean by hot that I'm very active and by damp that I'm quite prone to illness, well, yeah, of course, those two things are quite right about me. So I can see why they might be valuable in talking about my health, even if they're not terms that I might have used originally. He also told me that characterising people by personality type tells him which herbs to prescribe.
And so there are herbs which are cooling and drying, for example. There are herbs for the heating and drying. They tend to be these hot spices like cayenne or ginger. There are herbs which are all other forms of combinations. As everybody has an individual story, an individual face, an individual life history, inevitably that means they'll have an individual treatment plan.
I left Simon with mixed feelings. The notion of personality types isn't based on any science. But I can see the attraction of an approach that focuses on the individual.
If there's one criticism I have with Western medical approaches, it's that the body can be seen as a machine that goes wrong sometimes. We just try to fix the bit that goes wrong. I like the idea of individualised medicines to treat each of us because, of course, all of our bodies are extremely different. So having suitable things that are tailored right for us makes sense. But could it be this individual attention that's actually making people better? How do I know the herbs are doing anything at all? To get another view, I'm going to visit a country where herbs are claimed to have an astonishing effect. In South Africa, there's a long and vibrant tradition of herbal medicine. In the local villages, conventional drugs are beyond most people's reach. And herbs are all they've got. So we have all these herbs laid out before us. What do they all do?
Yeah, this one is pillar, leaf long. This one we call it leaf long. It relieves asthma and TB.
Okay.
Even is good for pregnant women and small children.
Okay, and how about this one here?
This is African potato. It relieves ulcer.
Ulcers.
Yes.
But one herb stands out. It's called Sutherlandia. I'm driving up the east coast of South Africa through KwaZulu-Natal. I'm just about to meet a woman who claims that Sutherlandia has some intriguing properties. Anne Hutchings is a medical researcher and herbal practitioner. Several years ago, she started using Sutherlandia to treat people suffering from HIV/AIDS. To her astonishment, she claims, it appears to help.
You've still got those lumps.
Something here.
You've got something here. Okay. Have you been coughing?
Nonhlashla has had AIDS for 11 years.
In my tongue.
Anne Hutchings started treating her 6 years ago.
Have a look. All right, you can close it now. It'll get stiff. The sore here, is it getting better? The one
Yeah,
here.
it's better now.
It's better now. All right.
What difference has Sutherlandia made to you?
Give me the power. I've got the power now. If I'm loss of appetite, the Sutherlander make me eat.
Makes you hungry, doesn't it?
Yes. And the pain go away.
Pain goes away.
Go away.
And without Sutherlandia, how do you think you'd be now?
Yo, without Sutherlander, ooh, I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die if I haven't got Sutherland.
This is not an isolated case. Anne has treated more than 800 patients in local clinics. Over 50% have improved. She even claims Sutherlandia boosts the immune system by increasing white blood cells.
Recently, we've had some blood counts on the patients, which indicates that it is working really as an immune stimulant, and it can be seen in the blood tests.
Her figures appear to suggest that in some cases, the white blood cell count has doubled to near normality.